What's up, guys? In today's video, we are going to be working on and kind of going over this truck. This is my Ford F-350 Powerstroke diesel dually. I've had this truck for about 1.5 years and have basically put it through the ringer in terms of a tow vehicle. If you guys have been following the channel, you know I tow out of state a lot, towing to other tracks and events and things like that. So the truck definitely has served its purpose. We're gonna do a quick little walk around of the truck for anyone who is new to the channel. All right, for starters, let's talk about the engine. This is the Powerstroke. It is a 7.3 liter turbocharged diesel engine. These engines are known to be kind of like, they call them the million-mile engines because they're essentially a tractor engine. They sound like a tractor, they run like a tractor, they're pretty much as slow as a tractor, but they're very reliable, very stout, and can kind of handle just a long-term abuse, a lot of mileage. So my truck has about 245,000 miles. I bought it with about 205,000 miles, so I've put 40K on it in just over a year or so, and the truck has been very, very good to me. It has only needed maintenance and kind of wearable items and things like that. I've replaced the alternator before. I have replaced this vacuum pump several times. So far, this last one has been really, really good. Fuel filters, I've done a couple of the fuel lines that are under here. Fresh belt, new tensioner, and pretty much aside from that, and if you caught the last video, the suspension stuff that I did in the front, the truck hasn't really had a lot else done. At the beginning of the year though, I did put a good amount of money into something that the truck really needed, which was some refreshed rear springs. So the leaf springs on it were pretty old and shot, a lot of miles on them. The truck's kind of been towing its entire life from what I know from the previous owners. So the springs were just really soft and saggy, and anytime I towed something really heavy, the truck would squat, in my opinion, in excess of what an F-350 dually should be able to handle. So I had a local shop called Sacramento Spring refresh the springs that were already on the truck. They went ahead and added one extra leaf, and then basically they changed the shackles and they re-arched the springs. So basically they heat them up like straight blacksmith style. They heat them up super hot, they re-bend them to shape, and they basically like temper them or whatever, and it makes the springs kind of get their rigidity back. And so that, along with adding the extra leaf, really beefed up the back of the truck. And now it sits up really nice and tall. It used to kind of sit lower and would sag as soon as I put my trailer on it. Now it sits really nice. I put on this camper shell earlier this year as well. I have always loved the look of the camper shell, especially on like a crew cab truck. It just makes it look like a huge unit, and then along with it being a dually, I just think it looks so cool. You can just put all your stuff in the back and you can lock it up, and you don't really have to worry about it being exposed to weather or just people coming by looking at your stuff or, you know, taking your stuff. So I love the camper shell. Haven't taken it off since I put it on. I also put these fresh tires on a few months ago. You guys probably saw that in the last video of the truck. They're holding up super well for anyone who wants to know. These are Kenda Clevers or Cleavers. I think they're Clevers, but Kenda tires. Kenda makes truck tires. Who knew? Besides that, that's pretty much most of the maintenance. I think I did a diff flush at one point, and that's about it. So like just regular type of maintenance has been done, and this thing's been very, very good to me. So now it deserves a little bit more love. One, it's filthy, so we are going to wash the truck. It's just been taken through a lot of trips lately, and I haven't had a chance to wash it. But the thing that I really want to do is get rid of this tailgate and this poor panel that has just seen many better days. So this panel is the original panel, and it was actually in pretty good condition. This big mess right here just recently happened. This all recently happened. Other than that, like, it was in pretty good condition, but the main problem was that the tabs on the sides that actually hold it down to the tailgate were all broken, except for this one that's still bolted to the tailgate, but even that one ended up breaking off the edge too. I basically double-sided taped it from the center where there's like these plastic little like braces. It works and it stays on, but it would just float like this, and everyone would always roll their window down and tell me that my panel's flying off. Then this happened, and that pretty much was just one of those stupid accidents with the trailer. Not my trailer, it was a buddy's trailer that I was borrowing, and it sits a lot taller than my trailer, and it's got this huge crank for the jack on it, and so the arm just sticks out pretty far, and I did a really tight U-turn with that trailer, and the arm just ended up blasting right into the back of the tailgate. The top of the tongue of the trailer sits up pretty tall, and so my tailgate just resting on it when I would open the back just ended up destroying the rest of the top of that panel. So a lot of damage. It looks really ugly, and I luckily have a replacement tailgate with a fresh panel on it. So I actually got this from my buddy Derek. We went to his grandpa's house to clear out a bunch of stuff, and this was sitting there, and I was like, dude, that's a super nice tailgate. And it's literally white paint match for my truck. Like, what, you know, what's it doing here? And he's like, oh, like it was my cousin's or whatever. He took it off and like never used it. And I was like, yo, let me get that. So I basically got this from him months ago, and I was just kind of holding on to it. And I'm glad I did, because that accident that ended up destroying that panel literally just happened like a month ago. And so if I had put this new one on already, I would have probably destroyed it doing that. As you can tell, it is super filthy. It's just been sitting outside. So I'm gonna wash this. Gonna also wash the truck because the truck is filthy, and then we'll get going on swapping the tailgate. There you have it, guys. That's it. Oh. Okay. So this cable is a little kinked, and it doesn't want to fold up right. Now the good news is I have the cables off the other tailgate. Look at that. Don't mind this. The shocks blew on the the camper top window. Looks pretty good. Now,
Admittedly, after I washed this thing, I noticed that there are some imperfections with it. Obviously, it was sitting out in a yard for years, so it's not perfect, but it's way better than mine. There's a little ding right here, no big deal. And then a little like scuff here, which I had seen already, a little dent. This I could probably get to shine a little bit better. It's like a brushed aluminum, so I just need to hit it with maybe like an aluminum polish or something. Looks like it's got some like old paint stuck to it, splatter. So that stuff I could probably get out with a little bit of elbow grease. Ultimately though, I'm super happy with it.
Oh yeah, look, it looks so good, man. The other thing that sucked about mine is it was super hammered on the paint. So it's like just chipping really bad, had these like horrible lines going across. The previous owner has these like hook little D-rings riveted in all along the entire tailgate and around the entire bed. I plan to one day get rid of them, but for now, the tailgate ones are gone. Nice and clean, looks so good. Now the other thing, the inside of this tailgate is absolutely mint, and I really don't want to ruin it. That was one of the reasons I hadn't put it on yet. I know my bed's super messy, I know it's dark, but if you notice, like, this is what the paint on the bed looks like, just totally scratched up and whatnot, and that's what the inside of that looks like. This one's mint.
So part of me is a little worried about destroying this one. Now, I didn't cause all of that, you know, paint chipping and stuff in the bed. It was already pretty bad, but I throw a lot of stuff in the bed, jacks, tools, whatever, wheels, they're just sliding around. Now, I've thought about doing like a bed liner. I've thought about, I don't know, doing like maybe a plastic one, maybe the Rhino liner stuff. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys have done truck beds before, if you've done like the Raptor liner, the, you know, that stuff versus like a plastic liner. Let me know what you guys think. If anyone has any suggestions, personal experiences, I'd like to try to preserve this a little bit and like not ruin it. Obviously, like if we put Rhino liner on it, it's gonna be Rhino liner, not white, but you know, at least like dent wise and whatever, it won't be all destroyed.
Oh yeah, one other super cool thing about the new tailgate, if this cable doesn't, man, yeah, I'm gonna have to replace this. Or maybe it's just getting stuck right here. Oh yeah, no, it's just kinking over. But the latch on the old one had stopped working, so I always had to pull the handle and manually unlatch the little hook in here to get it to close. But this one, it's mint.
All right, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Didn't do a lot, but this is something I've wanted to do for a long time, so I figured might as well knock it out tonight. Didn't have a lot of time. As you can tell, it's already getting dark. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up and leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think about the tailgate, and tell me what other kinds of truck content you guys want to see. I have mods that need to get done. I have maintenance that needs to get done. I go towing a lot. Like, I go and tow cars around. If you guys want to see me towing cars, I don't know, let me know in the comments. I could do that too. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys for the next one. Peace.